So, of course, I started with increased projectile damage and attack speed. That was like the two main things that I wanted in the beginning: attack speed and projectile damage, and then of course movement speed. But that is less important in my opinion. So I just went along here with projectile speed, and then later on I actually went for accuracy here, just to get the movement speed and a little bit extra evasion. But anyways, I kept going here with the projectile damage instead of the ailments. I just like the damage better. And up until here. And that's when I decided to just keep going down instead of going up here for the poison, because I didn't really know how good the poison was going to be. So in the beginning I just kept going here, and I went for the bonus for equipped quiver. And honestly, I'm not too sure how good this is, but maybe you can let me know in the comments. Otherwise I'm probably gonna test it at some point. But anyways, so I kept going down and I went for this evasion just for the increased movement speed, honestly. And then I kept going down and I went for the deal more damage further and closer away. Just more damage, that's what I was going for in the beginning. And then increased attack damage, again just increased damage and increased movement speed. Highly important. And once I came down here, I honestly didn't really know what to do at this point. I was looking at this mostly, and this for the movement speed and attack speed. So I did go for that first, and then I branched out here for again more damage and piercing. But at this point I started to delve a little bit into the poison, and that's where I went. That's when I went up here for the increased magnitude. And honestly, I didn't really consider poison until I got the this arrow, which increased my chance to poison hit by 10%, which honestly isn't required, but it just kind of clicked when I saw that, right? So what I did then was that I got myself gas arrow. There it is. I got myself gas arrow with vine and toxic growth, and those those three skills really love each other. They really like to work with each other. I really like that. And what I went for with vine arrow was, let me show you guys. I went with maim on hit. Now I don't really feel the maim on hit, right? I'm not really sure if it does anything, but I just keep it there because it doesn't increase the mana cost, so yeah. But here we go, we got the area of effect. Now this is actually incredibly important to me. I do want the increased area so that I do slow enemies, I do damage enemies. And then I went for skill duration, and again, incredibly important for this because, let me show you guys. Here we go. Plant duration is 9.24 seconds. Now, if we take this off, and check again, now you see it's 6.6 seconds. That is incredibly huge. So this is why I have increased duration on this, just so I don't need to spam it as much. And honestly, it feels really good. Now with gas arrow, I went with corrosion. By the way, armor breaking on poison is insane. It's absolutely insane. It's absolutely busted. And then I went with magnitude of poison. Again, just busted. And then I didn't really pick up on this until way later, like in levels of 50. But if you increase the amount of poison you can apply on a single target, even though you decrease the power level of those poisons, it's incredibly huge. It is. I do recommend using that early on. I didn't, and I struggled a little bit. So yeah, do use +1 poisons. Do pick them in the passive skill tree. I really do recommend it. Now, with a toxic growth. Toxic growth is probably the most important along with gas arrow, because it deals so much damage, and you can control when you pop those, well, what do you call them? It's kind of like pimples, but I don't want to say that. Alright, so I went with shorter duration, because sometimes you can't really activate them, you can't really make them explode in time, so you do want the duration to be shorter so they explode faster. And then I went with 40% chance to chain an additional time from terrain. Now, I haven't really seen this do a lot, but again, I have this on because it doesn't increase the mana cost, so it doesn't really matter. I'm pretty sure it does something, but yeah, please, again, let me know if you do know. So yeah, and then I went with Herald of Plague. This one is, of course, it is incredibly important, but I didn't pick up on it until later on. Spreading the poison and being able to spread the poison multiple times on one enemy, like 2-3 times, is huge. So yeah, do get that. Right now I'm using Plague Bearer, which is just, you know, you deal a lot of damage, you store your poison, and at some point when you really need it, when you're in a really tight spot, which shouldn't really happen, you can just press the skill and you deal not massive, but you deal AoE damage. It's not really that great, but sometimes I do use it just to get that extra damage in, you know, extra DPS. So yeah, in the beginning I used a lot of lightning arrow and escape shot. Escape shot, especially in Act 2, I was really struggling with these swarms of minions at times. But honestly, I don't think you're gonna struggle if you go with +1 poisons. You're probably not gonna struggle. Lightning arrow, I think this one is busted. It just deals so much damage. And I went with projectiles pierce an enemy but deal less damage after doing so, because it just makes sense to me. I was thinking about fork, but I haven't really tested that, so maybe that's better. So, when I decided to go with poison, I went with all these poison skills, just increase effect duration and increase poison duration. Then there was +1 here that I didn't pick up until like level 50, which was a huge mistake, by the way. And then I went up here and took magnitude, which is huge because it just increases the, well, magnitude increases the power level of those poisons while they're active. And here again you can maim on hit, which is something that I wanted to do. It's substantial. And then I didn't really know what to do, but I realized soon when you just search here for poison that when you search for poison you see it coming up right here. Like, as you can see, you're not seeing much poison anywhere except here and then up here, up there. Otherwise it's really far away. It's like, I think I saw poison here somewhere at some point. No, never mind. No poison. So I was forced to go in this direction. The reason why I didn't go just straight up here was because I wanted to go here for the socket and for the extra projectile damage, and then I went up here for attack speed. So an attack speed per 15 dexterity, because I love attack speed. And then we went up here, poison, chance to poison on hit, magnitude, and increased effect on those that are not poisoned. Very good with the spreading of poison, incredibly good. Then we kept going here for the socket, and then up here, and this is where my build has ended because I'm level 64, but I am going to, I'm not gonna fill out everything here. I wanted the magnitude, and increased poison duration for each poison you have inflicted recently. That is going to be incredibly huge. And I was thinking about chance to poison on hit, but honestly, I'm not sure if I need to do that. Maybe I will. Maybe I will for the reduced poison duration and +1 poison. That is incredibly good. But honestly, my chance to poison is quite high, I think. If we check it out here. Let's see. Do we see it? Chance to poison, 83%. Alright, so 83%. So if I pick 8%, 8%, 8%, that's 24%. I'm at 100%, right? Pretty good. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be worth it for the extra +1 poison. And at that point, the build is pretty much complete. You're going to be melting things. And yeah, I'm not sure where to go from there. Maybe here for the recovery of life. I'm not sure. But yeah. If you have an idea, please let me know in the comments. I'm gonna be honest though. I did struggle a little bit. I don't think you're gonna struggle if you just follow what I said. However, what really makes the build is the weapon. I'm just gonna be completely honest. What makes the build is the weapon. And I'm gonna show you my weapon. It is very important that your weapon has 2 additional arrows fired. Yes, it's going to apply to all skills, all projectile skills. And I went with just pure physical damage. Because I didn't want to... Like, here's the thing. If you get a bow, let's say you get a bow that is better than mine, but it has 50% of the damage comes from fire damage, then you can actually ignite the gas arrow. And sure, that does a lot of damage, but at the same time, it removes the gas that kind of synergizes with Vine Arrow and Toxic Growth, and I don't really want that. That's why I went with just pure physical damage, and nothing I have here gains me any fire damage, which is really good. A little bit of cold damage, but yeah, that's fine. That's why I don't pick fire. So, I'm gonna show you guys the build and how I usually play. It is a little bit squishy, not gonna lie, and that's probably where movement speed comes into play later on, or early on, depending how you want to play. But yeah, let's get right to it. Alright, so I decided to go to Sandswept Mars. It is level 59, I'm pretty sure, but I picked this because it has a lot of enemies, it has a lot of annoying, slow-moving enemies. Okay, and we just go for it right away here. And as you can see, it's dealing a lot of poison damage, but you have to be moving at all times. Gotta be moving. Otherwise, you're probably gonna die. See? It's a lot of enemies. Just keep applying the poison. Keep applying the poison. We go. All right. Pretty good, pretty good. Pretty good. So look at this. So you only really need 1 poison arrow for most enemies. So this allows you to just rush through enemies if you really want to. So that's where movement speed is probably really good. You just run through everything. Poison them once, keep running. Having gas arrow with a little bit increased duration might help with that. Just getting it to linger for longer.
Toxic rain.
See, look at this. They're just dead. That's it. They're just dead. And as you can see here, with the bow that I just mentioned, it does apply 3 gas arrows here. It does apply 3 of these. Look at this. So it is really, really important that you have at least an additional arrow, if not 2. So yeah. It wasn't until then that my build really popped off. I was having some trouble in Cruel difficulty, but when I got the triple arrow, that's when I just started cruising through everything. Look at that. Oof. It's a really fun build too. I really like playing it. So I'm kind of looking for a boss. Alright, that's yeah, they're just dead. Alright, goodbye. So, where are the... Oh, there's a boss. And as you can see, we're kind of just melting the boss, honestly. And that's where you really use this skill here for the explosions with a gas arrow. That's where it really shines against bosses. Look at that. And it's dead. Very nice. Alright, go away. Yeah, there we go. Very nice. No rares. Okay. Amazing. So yeah. I hope this showcase... Bruh. So, I hope this showcased my build well enough. If you enjoyed this video, then please like, comment and subscribe. And maybe follow me on Twitch. I stream every single day. And yeah, see you in the next one. Goodbye.